What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got a breakdown for the weekly reset this Tuesday, August 27th. And so, of course, this is the beginning of Act 3 for Episode 1, and so we're heading into the last few weeks of the episode in general. In some ways, Act 3 is one that players are sort of anticipating because it will see the launch of the exotic mission for the episode. So we'll touch on that briefly, but also, of course, we get new weapons added, artifact perks, season pass ranks, and the continuation of the Act 3 story. So we'll cover those as well as challenges, activity rotations, the featured Nightfall, raids, farmable exotics, and a few updates from Bungie to generally round out everything worth knowing about the game this reset. So, as always guys, I hope you enjoy this one, and if you want to be kept up to date with the Act 3 content and details about the next episode, then get subscribed to the channel. But otherwise, now let's get into it. And so of course, initially, episode content for Echoes has sort of been paused for a few weeks at this point, but Act 3 will launch this Tuesday, and that'll see the continuation of the episode story. So we'll get those weekly quest steps as well as some Nessus research quests, as well as more season pass ranks and artifact mods. Plus, as we discussed, there will be an exotic mission for the episode. The assumption is that this will launch on Tuesday, although Bungie haven't specifically confirmed it, so it could be that it's on a subsequent week, but it will be the primary activity for Act 3, so it seems likely that it will drop at this reset. And Bungie previously teased that this is one of the largest exotic missions they've ever created, so it's going to be interesting to see what that's like. And as always, I'll keep you posted, but we'll also see two new legendary weapons, the Chronophage Trace Rifle and Speleologist Machine Gun, plus the return of Martyr's Retribution. So, at the very least, a few things to go after week over week. Let us know what you're excited for, and once again, I'll let you know how things are looking once we get into the game. That also means, though, that we'll see slightly more content-focused weekly challenges. So, for this week's challenges, we have core variables to complete Act 3, Part 1 of A Rising Chorus. Next, though, we can see that we'll get the next research quest, which is Nest 07, and that will once again unlock upgrades from Failsafe. Those are a bit of a grind, but they may once again be needed for weapon focusing for Act 3, we'll have to wait and see. And then there is Learning Computer to reset your reputation rank twice with Failsafe in the helm. Assimilated Rock and Stone to mine and acquire Emerald and Violet Radiolite, so looks like we'll get some more kind of material updates for the episode, probably coming from the exotic mission. Then there is Red Hot Riff to defeat Vex with solar damage in Gambit or Vanguard Ops. You'll also see that there are a handful of classified challenges for this first week of Act 3, which is a further indication that we'll probably see the exotic mission in this first week. And then moving away from Echoes content specifically, we're not anticipating anything new on the Pale Heart necessarily, but all of the challenges, pinnacle drops, things like that, will reset as part of the weekly reset, so keep that in mind. And then over to some of the playlist stuff. This week's Nightfall, as far as we know, should be Heist Battleground on Europa. That's according to the rotation. Of course, Bungie have been changing these up quite a bit. But the rotation also says that Shadow Price should be the featured weapon this reset, so it'll be a good time to go after that again if you've got some time. But for the weekly raid and dungeon content, over to the Throne World, we've got Vow of Disciple featured this week, so of course we can pick up the Collective Obligation there, that'll be totally farmable while it's featured, as well as the legendary loot pools, so might be a good time to dive back in. And then additionally, Grasp of Avarice should also be featured this week, and both of the activities will drop their unique items with updated power relevancy. And then in the Legends tab, we should see the exotic mission Nord Override Avalon, where we can pick up the Vexcalibur of course this week, so that might be a useful one to go after, as it was only added to the rotation, I believe with the final shape, so it's only come up a few times. Then for the Eververse store, of course we'll move away from Solstice gear, as Solstice will conclude with the weekly reset, so in this next 24 hours or so, if you do want to get anything done, now is the time to do it. Otherwise, there'll be a sort of Act 3 rotation update for the Eververse store, but I'll keep you posted with that, with the vendor videos on Tuesday. Final couple of items though, for Dares of Eternity, this week we should see Scatterhorn armor set and Pathfinder armor set as additional drops, as well as some weapons from Season of Defiance and a couple of world drops from Forsaken. But for the Lost Sectors that'll be featured this week, starting out on Tuesday, we should see Exodus Garden 2A and the Cosmodrome, and on the right hand side we can see the random legendary weapon drops, so of course on solo completions we got chances at exotic engrams, but these can also drop the combined action, Last Foray, Parabellum, and Old Sterling. Then on August 28th it'll be the Broken Deep in the Pale Heart, dropping the Geodetic HSM, Glissando 47, Heliocentric, and Mikado 45. August 29th, though, will be the Blooming Deep in Pale Heart, which can drop the Crux Termination, Nox Perennial, PSI Hamatic, and the Rossarago. And from there, the legendary pool will just rotate through, but August 30th is the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, the 31st will be Perdition on Europa, Then we'll be in September, which is pretty unbelievable. September 1st is Bunker E15, and finally Concealed Void will be featured on September 2nd. Our very last mention though would be for the Ascendant Challenge in the Dreaming City, and this week it'll be Aura Borea, which can be found in Aphelion's Rest in the Strand. Pretty easy to find, but if you want to see the location and collectibles for that, we'll run some gameplay at the end of the video. For today though guys, that's everything we have to round up for the weekly reset, but it will be a busier week with some new bits of content dropping. So again, I'll keep you posted as we get updates from Bungie. If you found the video today useful though, a rating really does help us out, and let us know if you plan to dive back in for Act 3 down in the comment section. I think the exotic mission is easily going to be the most interesting part of this, so for the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll be busy kind of doing the upgrades for that. So I'll keep you posted as always, but for now, cheers for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.